Hello guys, as you can see, we're halfway through Cairo. Now, that would mean that you're getting excited because we get to see a Shogun battle in this part. Well, we don't, because there's a lot of in-home stuff to do. And I find it all very interesting, personally. I want to show you things like Liais's Royal Guard Layla, because I'm not going to be using her in my next playthrough. And her character clear feels most appropriate in Kenshin's route, so I will likely be utilizing, you know, the Liais's reinforcements in Kenshin's route. Things of that nature, you know, things that go together. People who've played Kenshin's route know why that one works. I'm also going to do a couple more dungeons, I guess, not a whole bunch or anything, but a few here. Go on, Dosan and Kentaro. I'm also done using the Kentaro thing against the Demon Army in defenses, because it really, it's not as cheap as, like I discussed with Gigai and Kentaro, but it still lessens the experience a little bit, especially, and it's especially boring for people watching. So I'm done with that shit. About this dungeon here, though, you obviously have to have Kenshin and I to find it. It's located in one of their territories, and it's a mine in Sato. Sato is historically known for being a very, it's an island, and it's known for, it was a gold mine, you know? Sato was a gold mine, so that's, like, right there, this little island chunk attached to, you know, Uesugi's original territory. That was an island in real life, but they attached it to the mainland in this game, like all things, for the same reasons, you know? The Sato gold mine isn't very hard. I'm also taking this levy here. There are a whole bunch of levies for me to take, and there are a whole bunch of things related to characters that I have to do. I don't have to do them, but I want to. I like them. Let me give this to Yamamoto, and let me give the action textbook to Kenshin very quickly here. That'll make her happy. Alright, nothing else I really need. Oh, about the draft paper, I'll show you that on the map as well. Here in Kazusa 2000, my favorite territory in the game, you can search for a draft paper infinitely, but eventually it starts to cost more and more and more search, so it becomes unreasonable. Just pointing that out now, while I had it, you know, on my mind. We'll go into the gold mine now. This is not a hard dungeon, if I recall. Maybe it's really hard and I've just forgotten, so I'm gonna get owned. But I doubt that that's the case. We'll see, though. Where's Sagan? You fucking... There we go. I could feel Genry, too. Oh, my God. You know what? I've never done this before, so it could be really bad. This could just be the most horrible strategy I've ever tried. We're gonna do it anyway. And Suzume. Suzume. Apparently, if they're affected by the Soulbinder, they can still run dungeons, because that was Suzume this turn, who was affected by the Soulbinder. Pointing that out. I didn't know that. I just discovered it, so... Cool job, right? I should have deployed a tactician in the back. Oh, come on! Come on! Come on, guys! Look at that! Now, whatever. I don't even... It's 10 floors, but that's gonna happen, I guess. They're gonna do that to me. They're gonna leave the Hani with 2 health. This dungeon, I've done it before. Like, like I've said, there are a few that I've done. I didn't know what a decant was, so... That says how few dungeons I have done. Suzume, just fucking stand there, you pain in the ass. Hanis are also strangely fast considering what they are. Yeah. But that'll work out great. While I'm in here, because it's a dungeon, unless a scene comes up, I'll discuss a few things. Preferences for women change, I suppose. Okay, I had to re-record this part with my voice because I contradicted myself a bit, and I tried to give a really good explanation of 2D being greater than 3D. Yes, I'm one of those people. But the explanation I gave was just not satisfactory at all, and it was full of holes, and it made me seem way, way meaner than I am. Let me think now. Basically, that's what the situation comes down to, though, to summarize. 2D is greater than 3D, in my from my perspective, but the reasoning for that is possibly the most selfish thing ever. Like, in a 3D situation, you have to give a whole bunch. If you have a job, the majority of your money is going to be gone, and in a 2D situation, that's just not the case. Also, I really dislike a lot of animal-like features of people, so when it comes down to a situation where you, like, I don't really care for watching other people eat. It's usually gross. A lot of disgusting mannerisms there. Or just issues that people have, like, hoarding things. Like, I work at a grocery store, and when I see somebody come into the store and they're like, oh my god, you know, we don't ever cook our own food, we eat out every single night, which is disgusting in its own right. And they see the barbecue sauce on sale, and they're like, wow, it's $5 for $5. We have never cooked a meal on our own, but because it's on sale, we're gonna pick this up. This is important, you know? That is so stupid. And I absolutely hate that. 2D never does that. There are people like Rance who in the 2D realm are extremely animalistic, and you can see what I mean by that, hopefully. And while that would be a terrible and disgusting thing for a person to be like in 3D, in-game it's not as bad because it's so humorous. Things like that get blurred a little bit in 2D, but in real life it's very clear-cut. And that's pretty much my entire summary. I can go into more depth, and I probably will in another video, and feel free to call me out on any issues that you have. But essentially what I'm talking about here for my preferences is related to 2D as opposed to 3D, though I do have preferences for 3D as well. It's just that 2D is less animal-like and more of a concept, and concepts are a lot easier to like. So that's pretty much the whole summary there. Also, I haven't decided yet while I'm recording my voice, but I might edit out the dungeon music because it's kind of boring and throw in my own music. So if I do that, it's because the dungeon music's boring, and I don't think anyone will miss it. I'll let my past self continue speaking shortly after this. So, in-game, people like Kenshin have a great skin tone. Now, looking at Suzume and her skin tone mixed with her hair color, I hate that. That is not a good combo at all for me. Dosan-chan is a little closer. If all of Dosan's hair was blue, it wouldn't work out. But she has some darker hair, so it works. I don't know why her hair looks like that. It's a little strange. But Genri, his skin tone, ugh, no. No women can have that skin tone unless they have dark hair, you know? In a previous part, Mr. House mentioned something about my comments about blonde tan women and Daidoji. Now, Daidoji's skin is pretty fair, I'm not gonna lie. Her skin tone is not even remotely tanned or dark at all, and it looks great. I like it a whole bunch. A lot of the girls in this game have really pale skin, and that's a plus. Like I said previously, when we were talking about originally with Suzume, I sounded like a racist when I got Dosan-chan. I understand that because I was like, oh, she's black too. What the fuck? But anyway, I wish that there was a darker skinned character in this game, aside from Kurohime, because I do not like her, and I don't like Suzume very much based on character design. Her attitude's okay. I don't know. She's an okay character. She doesn't stand out for me for some reason, but I don't know. More preferences on look later, I suppose, because it's relevant to this game, I guess. I don't know. And I will definitely tell you more about what makes an H scene acceptable from my perspective later on too. I already told you that I really like the fact that Alicesoft actually has a pretty good history of having strange content and not censoring it, and I've mentioned that I really appreciate that because I do. So I think that all content is acceptable. It's just that I don't like it all, you know. Yeah. I think that came out right. I found a construction bar there. It increases somebody's construction, you know? That's not something really worth explaining. And I haven't been going over most of the items I've been finding in here either. I don't even know what most of them are. I was thinking a lot when I was talking. So, yeah. Yep. And I'm trying to, trace myself back to where I was here. I'm lost. In my mind, I got lost discussing things. Yeah, I guess that's really all. Preferences on personality are different. Kurohime looks fine, but her personality sucks, so I don't like her. That's as good of an example as I can give for that right there. So there you go. But, you know, Daidoji, her personality isn't really great, but Rance doesn't care, so it makes her personality seem a little less of what it is, I guess. I mean, I guess she would be a tsundere character, but Rance ignores that totally, you know, he just doesn't care. So, she doesn't seem like it to me, initially. Yeah. Other characters, I mean, I truly and utterly despise characters that don't have a personality. They're my least favorite thing on Earth. And I don't like it when people relate to them, because it's not good for the people who relate to characters without a personality. That's a bad thing. Like, Ayanami Rei from Eva, like Nagato Yuki, that's not good. And a lot of people would hate me for that, because they, you know, they're a certain way, and they like those characters, but I'm sticking with what I said, and I think it's a bad thing to be able to relate only to those kinds of characters. It's okay to like them, and it's okay to relate to them, but you should be able to relate to other people as well, and certainly not just emotionless, personality-less characters your whole life. You should be able to find other characters, and it's troublesome when people don't, and they can't. I like characters with a very dynamic personality. I mean, Rance is awesome, you know? Rance is cool. I like Rance. My favorite fictional of all time is Suzumiya Haruhi. And she's pretty dynamic, I would say. Oh, shit. Well, there's a decant, I guess. I have done this dungeon before, I think. What the fuck? Maybe I haven't. I thought I could have sworn that I've done this dungeon in the past. I don't really know what to think here, guys. I've seen these Hanis before, but I thought that I saw them in a Redwall or the Hell dungeon. I don't remember what it was called, but this is weird. This is very weird. Yeah, these Hanis, I don't know why they are what they are. They were probably in previous Rance games. I know that Hanis in Rance games have different styles and things of that nature. That's interesting that Ganko's battle strategy is for everybody when you're in a dungeon. Thank God. But yeah. So, this part's been a little weird. Talked about some strange things in it, but that's okay. I was pleased that I could get through this dungeon. I wasn't sure I'd be able to, but I definitely will be able to, without a doubt. Kentaro is, of course, immune to damage from dungeon enemies because he's a fucking demon. And I didn't point it out, but on the troop window, his job changed from warrior to demon. So that's interesting as well. And again, I'm assuming this is a Dakan. I can't read Japanese, but it's got the same image, so why wouldn't it be, right? Yeah, that's what I'm basing it on. But yeah. Yeah, I can't read Japanese at all. Spoilers. I don't know it. Well, I mean, I know basic terms and shit, but who doesn't? You know, you're playing Sengoku Rance, you've got to know some basic Japanese terms. I mean, fuck. And speed textbook too. That is good. We want that. And here's the ending dialogue. So, oh, and by the way, in the future, when I do dungeons and other routes, I'll probably have guest commenters, so it's not just me. I don't know very much about the dungeons, and someone else would bring a lot more, you know, interesting dialogue to that than I will. I'll see you guys in the